At number 3. The Dragon Reborn is a book released in 1991. It's a sequel to The Great Hunt and The Eye of the World, and the third book in the Will of Tom series. And without further ado, since you know the rest of the story, let's get started with the story. The book Dragon Reborn begins right about where the last one ended, The Great Hunt, except it's an undisclosed, maybe, can't remember, time away from the ending of The Great Hunt. So the Borderlanders have sworn to Rand, and the main characters set up camp somewhere in the woods. And because of the people's close proximity to the dragon, they've been having these weird dreams about this man or themselves, or just seeing a sword hovering above the ground somewhere. They don't know what it is. Some of them do because they know of the prophecies of the dragon, and they know that that is the sword that is not a sword. So while all these dreams are happening, they get attacked by Trollocs, shadow spawn, men twisted by the shadow and combined with animals to just be these horrid, just monsters that are just expendable soldiers, cheap expendable soldiers. The dragon can't take part in the battle because he can't grasp the source, the magic. He can't channel. It's just not possible. He just can't do it. He can't make himself grab the source because he's not experienced enough at channeling yet. So the next morning, he's gone. He leaves. They're pretty sure he goes to Tyr to get the sword that's not a sword. The Borderlanders are sent to the west to deal with dragon-sworn people that fight for Rand even though they've never seen him. Well, okay, let's see. The main characters go to the south. Meanwhile, Matt is in the White Tower getting removed from the dagger, getting separated, getting the taint that Shadar Logarth dagger left on him, getting that removed. So he goes into this coma-like state. A few days later, he wakes up and is given a letter from the Amerlin seat that was given to someone else, that he can do anything that he wants, basically. And he gets on a boat and leaves for somewhere. He leaves. They all end up in Tyr. The stone falls, and that leaves the Dragon Reborn with one crown. So now he is King of Tyr. And it also leaves up the perfect setup for the next book. So now, world building. In the first book, we are introduced to the term known as Ta'veren. And what that means is people that are Ta'veren, they bend the universe around them. They bend the very pattern, what holds the universe together. They bend that around themselves. They change the world just by existing. So, the Dragon Reborn and his two companions, they are all Ta'veren. Well, the Dragon Reborn's off to Tyr. He's going through there, and every town he stops at, there's weddings. Something weird happens. Most of it is weddings. And not just 2, 3, 4 weddings in a day. No, there's like 50 weddings in one day. 50 to 60 weddings. Everyone just getting married. And people finding gold in their backyards just because they said, you know what, I think I'm going to dig here today. There needs to be a hole in this backyard, so let's dig a hole. And they find, hey, look, 10,000 pieces of gold. Just because Rand's there. The Stone of Tyr itself is a big part of world building. Everyone talks about just how impenetrable it is, and no one can take the stone. And it's made with the power from a few ages ago, thousands of years, and no one's ever taken it before, till now, of course. But this rivals the first book and is the best world building out of any of the series by far. As for the characters in The Dragon Reborn, it's heavy on it. It's heavy. It focuses a lot on characters. Or, well, character, really. See, The Dragon Reborn is kind of a misnomer for the book. The way it talks, it makes you think, oh, this book is going to be about The Dragon Reborn. But it's not. It focuses on other people. And, in fact, The Dragon Reborn isn't in the book much at all. He's barely in it, really. So, what is it about then? Well, it's about the mental state of the Dragon Reborn. See, any male that can channel, they channel saidin, are doomed to go insane. It's just gonna happen. They're gonna kill everyone they love or whatever. They're just gonna go insane and they can't control themselves. And we start to see the Dragon Reborn break. We start to see him crack. He's chased by dark hounds and he finds a forbidden weave to kill him. He kills a female dark friend. He kills a woman dark friend that walks up to ask him, can we set by your fire? We think she's a dark friend, and he says sure, and then he kills her, and he kills everyone there, and he causes them to bow down to him with the power, because he's going insane. He's cracking under the stress. He's cracking under everything. He's cracking under the tank that's on saidin, and it's just insane what all the stuff that he does. But he thinks that the only way to save himself is to go to the Stone of Tyr and to get the sword that is not a sword and fulfill the prophecies. So now let's move on to pacing. Pacing in the Dragon Reborn is great. It's just like the Great Hunt. First 150 pages, it's kind of slow there, but after that, it just hits the ground running. It goes straight to the point. There's no dead stops in the middle. That's all I can say about pacing. It's really good. So now on to the final verdict. The final verdict for the Dragon Reborn in my book is 10 out of 10. Pacing is the only thing that could drag this book down, as with most of the series. Pacing is its weakest point, but this book, pacing isn't enough to bring it down, at least. But with the world building being as amazing as it is, and the characters just being amazing too, character development, the Dragon Reborn is a perfect book in my eyes. So I hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned tomorrow for maybe a review, maybe something a little different. I don't know. I was given an idea the other day to do a book to movie kind of discussion. So we'll see. So either it's going to be a review of Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, the whole series, or it's going to be a kind of what makes book to movie so bad, really. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.